I would stay away from Nolan Arenado. How about this? If he was a 1-year deal and I had nothing else, I would do it. I do not think it's a good match for here.
Okay.
Personally, I do not think he's a great match, and he's a Hall of Fame bound player. It's 10 Gold Gloves. It's a lot of top 5, 10 finishes in the MVP. But I think you're signing a version of Aaron Rodgers, not the off the field stuff, but the Aaron Rodgers. Like, it is a declining asset that you have to pay for 3 years, and to just willy nilly do he might be declining, and we have to pay him $20 million this year and $20 million the next year and $20 million whatever. It's and in the Yankee case, double it, because they're at $110 million tax now, where their number is. There will be better options, I believe, that will come along. I don't think the Yankee season will end between now and July 31st because of what happens at third base. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but
isn't it a major concern though? Like, I know
to just say, do something that you don't feel good about because it will make fans shut the fuck up, and that kind of thing, put out that fire. I just think you end up making bad decisions in that way. It's a declining player with a big number. I'm not trying to save Hal Steinbrenner money, but one of the things we talk about on this show all the time is you operate in the real world, not in the world you want. I understand the world that Yankee fans want, but whether you like it or not, Hal Steinbrenner has put a limit on how much the team will spend going into the year, and they're kind of at that place right now.
No, I know they are, but that's
what. And acting like the Yankees are the only team with debt. The Mets had $80 million in dead money last year.
Joel,
every team is dealing with dead money and a budget because of it, except for maybe the Dodgers, and to some degree, even the Mets put a budget on things. They broke their budget a little to go get Alonso, but even Steve Cohen put a budget on it. And you have to exist in the world that is, not the world you want. And in the world that is, Arenado's not even really a factor. I think we all saw the utter bullshit of all the stories. Oh, the Yankees are in it. The Yankees are in it. But the second that I'll say this, 2 days before the Bregman news broke, I think even the Arenado camp was positive he was being traded to Boston and Bregman was signing in Detroit. Okay? Bregman instead signs in Boston. Detroit has no interest in Arenado. And then all of a sudden, the Cardinal people are public saying, well, unless he expands his field of teams that are interested, we can't trade him, because all the New York stuff was okie doke nonsense to try to get the Red Sox to bite. So I've had Yankee people lie to me over the years, but not for 1 second this offseason did I ever hear Nolan Arenado is a real factor. So I guess we could talk about Nolan Arenado, and maybe LeMahieu looks so bad.
That's my concern.
This spring training, but we have all spring training. He's still good. Arenado is going to be available every day of the year.
I know that. I know that.
So maybe he'll look terrible. Maybe Cabrera will still look like a utility man. Maybe they'll be there's no one to play second, so we don't want to move Jazz back over there. And they'll have to go to the Cardinals and say, look, if you take Stroman, something like that, and a prospect, we'll take the rest of Arenado's thing. Could that happen on March 24th? I guess. But I think that what you're seeing now is they want to take a look at this. And I'll throw in this one last thing. I would assume, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would bet that LeMahieu is probably done. Right? I would bet that
before opening day.
No, that he's done as a good baseball player.
Yeah.
That's way more likely than a renaissance. But I do understand that there is an emotional thing about the people who are the leadership here, Boone and other people. This player has played great for them. And this player behind the scenes is on the field early, in the clubhouse early, talking to other players about the cues he sees offensively and defensively. I mean, we talk about good baseball players. We know at his best, he wasn't just a good baseball player performance-wise. He was a good baseball player, knew how to run the bases, was always positioned well. I understand beyond obviously, if he wasn't making the money, he wouldn't be here. But in addition to making the money, this is like a good friend of yours you wouldn't abandon very quickly, or a spouse you wouldn't abandon very quickly. The Yankees do have a strong tie to this player because of how they feel about him. And it's probably made them a little irrational every time they see him healthy, where they're like, look at him. Like, look how good he looks. And my suspicion is, like Stanton, his body will probably break down again, even if he looks good. But I think that sometimes we lose sight that human beings are here and they're making a decision. And LeMahieu is a player who is widely admired by his front office and his teammates. And so they're leading a little with their hearts. But I would not throw that out as a reason why he's being given another chance. They like the player. They like the person. They like the effort. They like the IQ. They like how he works in their clubhouse, how serious he is. And I think he's going to get this one more chance to fail. And then I think if he does fail, he'll probably get Aaron Hicks.